Hi, my name is Alex,
And I'm Kate.
and welcome to our first video.
Over the last few days, we managed to spend all of our savings on this truck.
During this trip, we got to
Learn how BDF container works. You'll be able to help us out with something.
sit on a reclining chair.
And see some dolphins.
It's kind of mesmerizing. It's really...
Did you saw it?
Come with us and just enjoy. Our journey starts in Dublin. We are caught up in traffic after our 9 to 5, trying to get to the airport in time. We decided to book a place to park our van in advance, near the airport, because otherwise we would have to leave work early, or even worse, take half a day off. This is a happy trip for us, the start of our dream, where we will completely destroy our savings to buy a truck that we intend to live on.
In case you haven't noticed, we're coming back with a truck.
Yeah.
And then we can do choo-choo like the kids asked for.
It was also nice because we got to see a traffic supervisor living his best life, which is not an everyday occurrence. We got to park at the furthest possible spot from the airport, which was also great, having into account that we were already late. But we made it, with only minor setbacks. Sorry, for the fast
Track.
Yeah.
You're missing the queue for it, okay?
Okay.
It's outside. You're just a quick going down here. One thing I will ask you to do is put the camera away.
Okay.
It's illegal to record in this area, and if you're caught with it by airport police, they'll just seize it, okay?
Okay. Oh yeah, to reduce our stress, we also paid for the fast track, that we managed to miss the entrance of, even though it was very well signalized. So this was the first money we wasted during this trip, but definitely not the most. Moving on. If you are wondering why we need to fly to the other side of the pond to buy a truck, we have a couple of reasons. The biggest one being getting a truck with the steering wheel on the correct side, since, even though we live in Ireland, we are planning to travel the world, and 70% of all countries drive on the right, so it seems best to fit in. This makes the entire process way more complicated and definitely more stressful than it should be. But it also provides us with the freedom of looking for a truck in the entirety of Europe. And the best one we found was in a small town in Belgium. Who would have guessed?
We managed to make it to the plane with a few minutes to spare, and everything was going according to plan. So far. We landed in Brussels on a beautiful evening at around 10 past 9, precisely at the same time that the last train to Bruges, our destination for the night, took off. Which was great timing for someone else, because we still had to go all the way from the plane to the train station, and of course, when we arrived, it was long gone. I'm frustrated that we don't have a train at 10:30 to go from one city to another.
Yeah.
This was very unfortunate because we had already booked a hotel in Bruges and we definitely did not want to miss out on a good night's sleep. And the fact that it was not refundable. Phew. So we decided to cut our losses and try to rent a car, which was a great idea. Get a car in Brussels, return it in Bruges. And we would still use it the next day to go to the truck dealership since it was still more than an hour by transports from Bruges. This would have been great if it wasn't for the fact that they did not accept our money. Why, you ask? We know you're not asking, but we'll tell you anyway.
Would it be possible for us to try to do the booking online?
Even though you book it online, we will need to block a deposit from a credit card. And if you do not have that, if you book it online and pay it, it will be a waste because we will still refuse you because
So an
you do
electric
not
car
have
that you booked?
a credit card.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Do you have only
Yeah,
that electric
so
cars?
sorry,
Do you
this,
have like
We have no idea. They don't deal with cash, which is okay, but apparently our debit cards are also not good enough, or something like that.
Was not expecting.
No, I was not expecting this. Oh, someone booked the card.
That's super weird.
It is super weird. Like, why this is not going to work? We don't know, and we have already gotten annoyed enough by this. So, moving on.
Mi corazón. We decided on an option.
We bet you're not thinking about this. But we ended up deciding to rent a locker and go for a walk to clear our heads and stretch our legs. We found a car on the way, but it was just not the same.
All right, so I've gotten myself a taxi, and we are now going. Okay, we're going into the city. Oh. Look at our shadow. Our shadow. Why? I'm having so much fun. Oh no. But I'm so relaxed and enjoying it.
After a not very exciting walk through the outskirts of Brussels, we re-evaluated our options, and with the help of Google Maps, we concluded that the best case scenario, we could be there by train at 4 a.m. by first going to the opposite direction and coming back. This would cost us more than the hotel room, so we decided that the best to do was to sleep at the train station and have our second wasted money of this trip.
At 6 a.m., we caught the train to Bruges, just in time to do the checkout, which, fortunately, was not needed because we never checked in. We are trying to see the glass half full, okay? Or at least with a few drops of something. Probably tears, but still something. We then caught another train to Lichterveld.
And you know what else is there? The hotel that I booked. It's right over there, that blue dot. And that we lost.
In Lichterveld, we had a lovely breakfast and had our first interactions with the dealership, where they offered us a lift to go have a look at the truck that we hoped was about to be ours. Hello?
Hi, good morning, it's Benedict.
Hey Benedict, how are you?
I'm doing fine, and you?
Yeah, all good. Sorry about bothering you so early in the morning.
No problem, no problem. I have our technical designer, engineer that can pass in 5 minutes.
Okay, we are just by the main church. I don't know. We were given a ride to the dealership, which was also very nice, since from Lichterveld to the dealership was about a 10-minute car ride, but still almost 40 minutes by public transport. We know, because we ended up catching this bus a few times, but we'll get there eventually. In the dealership, we were very well received. The salesman was not in yet, so we got a mechanic to show us the truck. This allowed us to see some of the issues with the truck, where we found out that it had a ruptured water tank, which were not the best news. Yeah, it's leaking from here.
Yeah,
That's why they need to replace it.
I think so.
Afterwards, we met up with Benedict, the salesman that we have been in contact with for the last few weeks, and with whom we had an overall great experience.
And the truck, have you seen it?
Yeah.
We did, yeah. It looks,
Yeah.
looks really good. And
Yeah.
close to the pictures, sounds
Yeah.
good, looks nice. Yeah, we saw an issue with the windshield because we didn't know the windshield was cracked. We went for a short walk and they took the truck to their mechanic. After a few minutes, we received the following call. Hello?
Yes, the truck will be parked at our pump, at our small petrol station. So if you want to drive it, you can, eh?
Okay, we're coming back now. Would be nice to give it a go, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They went over the leak already?
Yeah, we will have to change the reservoir.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah.
Okay, we'll be there in... Okay.
Yeah.
So, a test drive we did. It was a nice experience. I had never driven an automatic truck before, especially because the only truck I ever drove was the one from the driving school a few months ago. So, overall, we had nothing bad to say about the truck, except, of course, for that pesky water reservoir. Grrr. Unfortunately, we were not very lucky and they did not have the time to fix the water reservoir. So, the truck was still not fully operational. But, on a more positive note, by this time we had already decided that the truck was going to be ours. So, if you've been trying to figure out what's the truck we bought, here is a sneak peek. Just kidding. Our new, to us, truck is a Scania R360 from 2012 with almost 8,500,000 kilometers. But if you are interested, we will go into more detail about it in our next video. It is also worth noting that it is a BDF swap truck. We will explain what this is as well, but the short version is that for now it only has the cabin and the frame, but you will see that change in a few minutes. Well, since we did not want to go back to Bruges and we also did not want to pay for another night at an hotel, we decided to take advantage of the fact that our truck had a long haul cabin and we had already paid for it, so we chose to spend our first night at the truck. Overall, a great experience, the first of many. Hopefully this ends at day 4, but who knows. Yeah. Bye.
Bye. No, shoot.
The next morning was a bit slower. We had to leave as soon as possible if we still wanted to get through all the steps in our journey. So we decided to hang around the dealership, just to put some pressure. And, finally, around 3 p.m. our temporary plates arrived. The water reservoir was in place and we were ready to get on the road. We were super happy and oblivious to how stressed out we were going to be in the next 26 hours, since this is when our ferry was set to depart from Cherbourg, France, and we still had to stop by Oelt in Germany. So we began our race against the clock. Google Maps says this is a 13-hour and 15 minutes trip, which gave us some assurances everything would be alright. The thing is, Google Maps never sleeps, does not really care for traffic. His truck is not limited to 80 km per hour, which is a bit annoying. And he also did not have to pick up a container, so we were in for a trip. We arrived in Oelt a bit after midnight, which is a very weird time to buy something in general, let alone a container. But since this was the only available time we had, especially because we still wanted to catch our ferry, that was, according to Google, 8.5 hours away. Because of this, we had to make some compromises and decided to buy the container before having the chance to see it in person. This came with some issues that we will go over in the next video, but overall we are happy with our purchase. So this is the container. This is what we are going to put on top of the truck, and this is what's going to be our house. But before that, a little explanation on what is a BDF container. The BDF system is a modular swap body system used mainly by logistic companies to quickly switch out cargo containers from one truck chassis to another without the need for cranes or forklifts. This allows us to separate our future house from the truck, giving us more flexibility for if there is ever an issue with our truck or if we ever need it for something else. It will also provide us with a container-like structure to use as a starting base, which simplifies a lot the process of building the house itself.
Come and see how beautiful this looks. Do you think it's good?
Yeah, looks perfect.
Okay.
We believe this is a good idea, but as you see from the video, you really should not take us as an example. We have no clue what we are doing.
Oh, hi. Hi. Do you speak English? Yes. Would you be able to help us out with something? It's our first time doing this and we don't know for sure. Yeah, thank you.
After 1 hour of moving back and forth, we were super lucky because Philip and his friend were there to show us how it's supposed to be done. Really friendly, and we really appreciated that they took the time to help us. Otherwise, we would have probably left with the container only half secured to the truck, which would not have been sketchy at all, for sure.
The only thing left after this point was to get to the ferry on time and to get back home. So we continued our trip and we drove for around 1 hour. But then we realized that it was dangerous to keep driving. And even though we were late to catch the ferry, we decided to call it a night. A very small night, since we only slept 4 hours. The next morning at 6 a.m., we got to the road and continued our trip. We drove for 12 hours straight, with a 5-minute stop since the truck needed some food. We managed to arrive 20 minutes before departure time. Here we go! Entering the ferry! Oh, I don't have any. Here we go, entering the ferry. We got to do some maneuvering with the truck, and then we finally got the chance to take a rest. Unfortunately, we were not able to book a room in the ferry because all of them were already booked, but we had a reclining chair and public bathrooms, which was all we needed. The reclining chair was super comfy, as you can see. This was a much needed rest, but our curiosity got the best of us. And before leaving the port, we decided to go outside and enjoy the views. We took a look at the water and were surprised by the majestic view of dolphins.
I've never seen wild dolphins.
I never seen dolphins before, period. As you can imagine, after seeing dolphins, we decided to take a rest and wait for Ireland to come to us.
We arrived at Dublin's port and went to pick up the van from the airport parking lot.
Ready to drive on the wrong side of the road?
Yeah. We went and picked up the van from the airport parking lot.
Yeah.
We also already had lunch at IKEA. Yeah, this is
This is the comparison.
the before and the after. Here, as you can see, is our camper van and our upgrade side by side. You can already tell the truck is huge and will allow us to have a full-size studio apartment on wheels. Overall, we are super happy with this purchase and looking forward to the times ahead. And just to keep you in the loop, according to this here Excel, our truck has, for now at least, cost us 26,500 euros, also known as a small fortune. We hope this is the biggest expense of this project, but we are only getting started, so we'll see.
So this is the story of our truck. Hope that you enjoyed it and that you were entertained for the last 25 minutes.
This was the first time we ever recorded a video, the first time we ever edited a video, and the first time we ever bought a truck. So any feedback you have, we will be greatly appreciated, and we will do our best to keep improving.
We have a video planned for next week where we'll go over the truck and the container, and we'll also explain in more detail about our journey and future plans for this channel.
Hope to see you again soon, and just enjoy, one day at a time.